She's called the perfect visual with the golden voice, but Rosé was silently breaking apart for years. Born Roseanne Park on February 11, 1997, in Auckland, New Zealand, to Korean immigrant parents, Rosé moved to Melbourne, Australia at a young age. She grew up in a loving but strict household where music and education were everything. From childhood, she showed an extraordinary talent for singing and guitar. At just 16 years old, she auditioned for YG Entertainment in Australia and was accepted as a trainee. She left her family, friends, and comfortable life in Australia to chase her dream in Korea, a decision that would change her life forever, but at a much heavier cost than anyone could imagine. Rosé's trainee life at YG was brutal. She arrived in Korea barely speaking the language and faced an intense, cutthroat environment. The training was merciless. 14 to 16 hours a day of vocal lessons, dance practice, and language classes. She has openly shared how difficult it was to adapt to Korean culture, the strict hierarchy, and the loneliness of being far from home. As one of the few foreign trainees, she often felt like an outsider. The pressure to lose weight, change her appearance, and perfect her Korean pronunciation was constant. When BLACKPINK finally debuted in August 2016, Rosé quickly became one of the most talked about members. Her unique, raspy yet angelic voice, stunning visuals, and elegant aura made her a global sensation almost instantly. But with fame came overwhelming expectations. She was praised as one of the most beautiful idols in Kpop, which became both a blessing and a heavy burden. The Visual Queen label meant she was constantly scrutinized for her weight, skin, fashion, and every single expression. Netizens and media outlets would comment on her body, calling her too skinny one day and criticizing her for gaining even a little weight the next. The group's intense schedule left almost no room for rest. World tours, music shows, brand endorsements, and fashion weeks became their new normal. Rosé has admitted she struggled with severe homesickness and felt guilty for missing family moments back in Australia. As the main vocalist, she also carried the pressure of delivering flawless live performances night after night. Behind the glamorous photo shoots and red carpet appearances, she was quietly battling anxiety, self-doubt, and the fear that she wasn't good enough. The turning point in Rosé's journey came during BLACKPINK's massive Born Pink World Tour in 2022-2023. The tour was historic, the first K-pop girl group to headline stadiums worldwide. While the success was incredible, the physical and mental toll on Rosé was devastating. She performed through vocal strain and exhaustion, pushing her voice to its limits. During this period, she began openly showing signs of burnout. In live streams and interviews, she subtly hinted at how tired she felt, once saying she wanted to rest but couldn't because of the group's schedule. This era also marked her solo debut with On the Ground and Gone in 2021, which were massive successes. However, the solo spotlight brought new pressure. She felt she had to prove herself as a solo artist while still being fully committed to BLACKPINK. The weight of being both a group member and a global solo star created an internal conflict that became increasingly difficult to manage. There were moments where she felt completely lost, torn between her love for the group and her desire for personal peace. Here's the twist that shocked many Blinks. Rosé has struggled with a deep sense of identity and belonging for most of her career. Being born in New Zealand, raised in Australia, and working in Korea created a constant feeling of in-between. She has shared how she sometimes feels she doesn't fully belong anywhere, too Australian for Korea, too Korean for Australia. This cultural identity struggle became even more painful when she faced accusations of cultural appropriation and acting too Western from some Korean netizens. One of the darkest controversies came with extreme body shaming and diet rumors. Rosé has been relentlessly criticized for her slim figure throughout her career. There were multiple periods where hateful comments about her weight and appearance flooded social media, causing her significant emotional distress. She was also caught in several dating rumors, including the high-profile 2022-2023 rumors with a luxury brand heir, which led to intense backlash and privacy invasions. The constant media scrutiny and fan wars took a heavy emotional toll. Another lesser-known fact is how much she has battled vocal cord issues and anxiety before performances. Despite her angelic voice, Rosé has admitted to feeling extreme nervousness and self-doubt before big stages. She once revealed that she cries easily when she's overwhelmed, but tries her best to hide it from the members and fans. The perfect visual image the world loved became a cage she couldn't easily escape from. So what is the powerful lesson in Rosé's darkest struggle? Rosé's story is a heartbreaking reminder that even the most visually perfect idols can be carrying the deepest pain. The girl who looks like a living doll on every magazine cover has fought through brutal trainee loneliness, cultural identity crisis, extreme body shaming, vocal health struggles, overwhelming pressure as BLACKPINK's visual and vocalist, and the heavy emotional weight of global fame since she was a teenager. She smiled gracefully for the cameras while silently crying in hotel rooms after exhausting tours. She delivered breathtaking performances while battling anxiety and self-doubt. She became a fashion icon and solo star while feeling lost between cultures and identities. Her journey teaches us that perfection comes at an enormous cost. The beauty standards, the scrutiny, the pressure to always be on, these things can quietly destroy even the strongest souls. But Rosé's resilience also shows us the power of grace under pressure. Despite everything, she continues to create beautiful music, support her members, and grow as an artist. She is slowly learning to set boundaries and prioritize her mental health. To every blink watching this, the next time you see Rosé shining on stage with that elegant smile and heavenly voice, remember the silent tears she shed to stand there. Her beauty isn't just external, it comes from surviving storms most people will never understand. And to anyone listening who feels pressured to look perfect, who gets hated for simply existing, or who feels lonely despite being loved by many, Rosé's story is living proof that your worth is not defined by how flawless you appear to the world. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to struggle. You are allowed to rest and heal. Your pain doesn't cancel your talent or your beauty. It makes your light even more meaningful when you choose to keep shining. Rosé didn't just survive the darkest struggle behind being called the perfect visual. She is transforming that pain into strength, authenticity, and even more powerful art. That is the true victory. What do you think? Has Rosé's voice or journey helped you during your own difficult times? Which Rosé song or moment feels the most emotional to you? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you love these raw, emotional, and deeply honest stories about the hidden pain of K-pop idols, the brutal price of perfection, and the real hearts behind flawless images, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Seoul Fame Files and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. Be kinder to the idols who seem to have it all. They might be fighting the hardest battles alone. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to feel broken. Your story matters too. Take care of your heart, and I'll see you in the next one.